Part 4. After having everything taken away, she returns as a god. Author, Qing Qian. Chapter 31. Xiaoyu is also a student Li Jingchen is very optimistic about. Now the entertainment industry is getting more and more impetuous, and there are fewer and fewer people with real ability. Capital is in power, tossing a good circle into a mess. Li Jingchen hated that iron could not become steel, and hated the capitalist like Sci-fi who seized resources. Although Xiaoyu has a surly temperament, he has always been conscientious and hard-working, so why did he choose Sci-fi to be his mentor? Sci-fi can't sing or dance. Who can teach him? Mr. Li, they are training now, and they have to go to dinner in a while, the vocal instructor discouraged. Anyway, the list of groups has not been announced online. Let's go to find them when they have a rest. Li Jingchen's expression softened a little. I didn't think about it. Lin Qingjian's face was still a little pale. She pursed her lips and put the registration form back on the table. Actually, it doesn't matter if you choose me or not. I believe that teacher Si will also be able to teach Xiaoyu well. What can she teach? Li Jingchen finally put out the fire and came up again. Mr. Lin, don't worry, Xiaoyu will definitely come to your class. Lin Qingjian smiled a little. It's really bothering teacher Li. Li Jingchen added, I went to the planner to discuss with the director, and they would definitely not agree. A good seedling like Xiaoyu must not be harmed by Sci-fi. At 7:30 in the evening, Sci-fi returned to the training camp. After all, Su Ziun is also half of her apprentice. Although she took a leave of absence today, she came to see her teaching results in a dedicated heart. When they reached the third floor, they bumped into Su Ziun, who was running wildly. Sci-fi gave him a quick hand, which prevented him from falling into a dog and gnawing at the mud. Su Ziun stood up straight, and when he saw the person in front of him, he stammered, Teacher Si. You run so fast, what are you doing? Sci-fi raised his eyebrows. Be honest, how many hours did you practice dancing today? Teacher Si, I'm practicing seriously, Su Ziun said quickly. I have something to do, Teacher Si, I'll come to you later. Sci-fi smiled, and the fox's eyes narrowed. What's wrong? Su Ziun pursed his lips, and said with some difficulty, it's just that the trainees are divided into classes. Brother Xie chose you, and was called by the tutor, director, and planner. Choose me? Sci-fi paused, took a deep breath, and showed a kind smile. Is he a bad brain or is he blind? I can help him take a look. Could it be that it's not obvious that her salted fish is lying? Can this choose her? Her fists hardened. Su Ziun. He couldn't tell for a moment who he was scolding. This is not the point. Su Ziun lowered his head, his voice was bitter. Mr. Si, you know, Brother Xie, he is a personal trainee, he has no agency, and the show team is half suppressing him. I'm afraid that someone with a heart will take advantage of this incident to force him to retire. Teacher Li has been furious before. Tisk Sci-fi's eyes became cold. She said lightly, trouble, wait. After speaking, she turned around and walked towards the planning room on the second floor. Teacher Si, Su Ziun was stunned. What are you doing? Sci-fi put his hands in his pockets, and the voice came, cold and cold, I want someone. Su Ziun was stunned. After a few seconds, he reacted and immediately followed. Plan the interior. Xiaoyu was surrounded by several people. He had a pair of long legs bent, and there was no expression on his face. Wearing a black leather jacket, he looked a little cold and handsome. I chose it, no one forced me. Faced with doubts, Xiaoyu just lifted his eyelids and didn't bother to look up. What's the matter? Can't you choose? It's not that you can't choose, Xiaoyu, it's about your future star career, you have to consider it carefully, the vocal instructor advised. Mr. Lin's stage is very good, you can learn more with her. The director also said, Xiaoyu, Let me tell you straight, the later shots must be mostly from Mr. Lin's side. If you go to Sci-fi's side, I'm afraid there will be no shots. Xiaoyu was unmoved, and the corners of his lips lifted. So what? The director choked. Li Jingchen didn't have such a good temper, and he spoke directly. Xiaoyu, you should know that Sci can't teach you anything. I gave teacher Lin your registration form. You go to her class. I think teacher Si is very good, at least it's comfortable to get along with. Xiaoyu hugged his arms and looked relaxed. The competition system is not to let the trainees choose the mentor, and then the mentor will make the reverse selection. Mr. Si didn't say that he didn't want me, did he? Why did teacher Li let me go to another class? There was a moment of silence inside. Lin Qingjian's fingernails pinched her hands, her body trembling slightly with anger. She tried her best to restrain her emotions and felt sad. Forget it, maybe my ability is not enough, and teacher Si is also very good, but Xiaoyu, if you have any questions, you can come to me. As soon as these words came out, everyone frowned. Thank you, Director Li, and I both hope you can understand how important this show is. The planner put out the cigarette butts and said lightly, Youth Boys is not only the first 100 talent show in China, but also a benchmark. A key project on the international stage. Mr. Lin has a friend in Glenn. If you follow Mr. Lin, even if you can't squeeze into Glenn in the future, you can at least get in touch with the people there. Glenn, that is the holy place that all artists yearn for. Of course, the planner didn't really expect Xiaoyu to stand on the stage of Glenn. That's what he said. After all, the great Xia Empire has been around for so long, including those veteran movie stars who have used it, and no one has won the Glenn Award. Xiaoyu was indifferent and careless. If I don't change, I will help Cheng. Li Jingchen immediately became angry. Then you don't want to compete with Lu Yan for the C position in your life, why don't you just retire? Bang. A dull heavy voice sounded. Outside, Si raised his leg and kicked the door open. Two more. Babies, pour on the PK. The PK can only be put on the shelves smoothly. Everyone is active and commented and voted. Don't support the text these days. A baby asked me if I still write fantasy. Traditional fantasy should not be able to write. Now I have a high probability that I will not write this book again after writing this book and write and cherish 3. After having everything taken away, she returns as a god. Author, Qing Qian. Chapter 32. Extremely irritable, showing ruthlessness. All turned back. The girl is still dressed in that kill mat dress, so thick that she can't bear to look directly at her. But she stood there like a majestic mountain, inviolable. Xiaoyu's eyes fell on Si. His eyes narrowed. Si walked in unhurriedly, clapped his hands, and smiled. It's a big battle for a student to have 3 trials. Before the others could react, she smiled slowly again. Did you see it? This is why the teacher bullies the students. You said whether I want to learn or not. Su Ziun, who followed behind. No, he didn't want to see it. Si walked too fast, and when he followed, she had already kicked the door open. Su Ziun was very worried and whispered, Mr. Si. Si situation is even worse than Xiaoyu's. From the director's planning to the cleaning, no one was looking at her. She also has too many black fans in the entertainment industry, to the extent that she will be splashed with acid on the way. Li Jingchen's expression froze, and his expression was embarrassed for a moment. He also hated that iron could not be made of steel, so he would speak harshly to Xiaoyu. Seeing Si coming, Lin Qingjian breathed a sigh of relief. She brushed the broken hair in her ear and whispered, Mr. Si, can you give Xiaoyu to me? I will teach him well. Oh, Si hugged his arms, don't let it go, get out. Lin Qingjian's smile froze, a little incredible. Everyone in the entertainment industry knows face-saving skills, how can there be such a direct person as Si? Li Jingchen laughed angrily again. "Si fucking, Qinjian will talk to you well. What's your attitude? Who do you think you are? The queen or the queen? Who among them is not more qualified than Si fucking, an 18-year-old internet black man? I chose my student and I let him out, what would he think?" Si fucking said lightly. "In short, I won't let him." Si fucking, the planner was also angry. "You still don't understand your position in the program group. You have no right to choose." This is the first time such words have been put on the surface. The atmosphere became tense for a while. "That's just right, he followed me, isn't it right with your wishes?" Si fucking smiled. "You don't have to suppress him anymore, his fans might get off too, so Lu Yan will be stable." "Is it the C position?" There was complete silence around. The planning did not expect that Si fucking would be more ruthless than them, and would say such a thing. Li Jingchen was both shocked and angry. "Si fucking, what nonsense are you talking about? Let's go." Si fucking put his hands in his pockets. The wind was calm. "Teacher will take you to supper." Xiaoyu raised his eyebrows and followed with his long legs. Seeing that Su Ziun was still standing there, he grabbed Su Ziun's shoulder and moved him a few steps forward. Su Ziun, who suddenly stepped in the air and then suddenly landed. What kind of weird gorilla did he meet? Mr. Xiaoyu looked directly at the girl, and suddenly said, "I choose you, won't you have a lot of trouble?" "You are the students, I am the tutor." Si fucking lazily said, "I don't protect you, who protects you?" Su Ziun was so moved. "Mr. Si has to go for a trip at night, it's really hard, thank you for saving brother Xie." Si fucking glanced at him, took out an apple and gnawed. "Work must be dedicated." "Mr. Si is indeed very dedicated." Xiaoyu stretched out his long legs and smiled. "Come to the training camp at night and work hard to make up." "Well," Si fucking touched his chin, "is my makeup skills very good?" Su Ziun praised his conscience, "To the top." Xiaoyu laughed softly. The three really went to the commercial street outside for a late-night snack. "Thank you for your hospitality, I'll go first." Si fucking finished eating and stood up. "If anyone bullies you again, remember to call me." Xiaoyu's eyes were filled with inquiry. "It's so late, what is teacher Si going to do?" "The star's work is done, go to be a bodyguard." Si fucking glanced at the time. "I'll go to my boss's place and take a look at his cute and silly subordinates." Su Ziun turned around in confusion. "Brother Xie, what do you mean by slipping away?" Xiaoyu casually moved his wrist. "It means playing with people." Su Ziun. It didn't get any better. Si fucking rode a shared bicycle all the way from the training base to Yuzian's villa, and took off his makeup on the way. At 10 o'clock in the evening, it was completely dark. She locked the car, and just stepped into the yard. Her ears moved, and she quickly caught a figure that merged with the night. The man did not realize that he had been exposed. Si fucking moved extremely fast, and came to the back of the man in an instant, directly locking his arms behind his back. Her voice was cold. "Who are you?" Although the movement was light, the people in the villa had excellent airs. Feng San rushed out immediately, saw Si fucking holding an unidentified person, and said sharply, "Who?" "Ninth uncle, it's me." "It hurts," a voice called out. "Miss Weavia will hurt so much, please be gentle with me." Si fucking was stunned for a moment, and let go of his hand subconsciously. Feng San turned on the lights in the garden. The light shone on the girl's face, reflecting a pair of ignorant deer eyes. Because of the previous pain, her eyelashes were stained with mist and looked a little pitiful. Feng San was a little sluggish. "You, Miss Yu Tang." Hey, Feng San, it's me. Long time no see, you're handsome again." Yu Tang quickly forgot the pain, she was very happy, and opened her arms. "Come and let me hold one." Feng San was expressionless. There was no fluctuation in his heart and a little despair. "Forget it, none of you dog men are good," Yu Tang muttered. looking at Si fucking with bright eyes. Who is this young lady? This is Miss Si fucking, Feng San introduced bravely. Miss Si, this is the niece of the ninth brother, Miss Yu Tang. Si fucking raised his eyebrows and stretched out his hand. Miss Yu Tang, it's a pleasure to meet you. Well, just call me Tang Tang. Yu Tang also reached out and shook hands with her, as if remembering something, and suddenly her expression changed. What, are you Si fucking? Si fucking looked at her. What? Yu Tang was a little nervous. I know you. Still in PK, the babies are active in voting, and those who are able can give Ching Ching a reward. See you in the afternoon. Why was Ching Ching a group pet before? Because she was such a girl. I usually stick with you and hug you, and I will stand up to protect you at critical moments. Occasionally, I will deliberately scare people like Feng San, with 3 faces, able to control, soft and dark. Who doesn't like it? 2333. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. After having everything taken away, she returns as a god. Author, Ching Qian. Chapter 33. Si fucking thought that she was still quite famous, yet she could still meet her fans. She has always been patient with cute girls, and she forgot to remove her makeup, so she said, then you. Yu Tang looked serious. I'm your black fan. Si fucking. Feng San. He was silent for a second. Miss Yu Tang, are you still chasing stars? Nonsense, I don't chase stars. Yu Tang glared at him. I like whoever looks good. Feng San was blocked to the point of being speechless. Oh, now I finally know why Ching Ching put on makeup. It turned out to be too beautiful. Yu Tang's eyes brightened. Although I was a fan of you a second ago, but now I am a fan of you. Please. Hug. Si fucking looked at Yu Tang, who buried her chest in silence, and began to wonder if she had met a younger version of the third senior sister again. Is she relying on her face? Si fucking rubbed a handful of Yu Tang's hair thoughtfully. Her boss looks taciturn. Why is her niece a social bully? The sound of the wheelchair sounded, and Yu Zion also came out. Si fucking raised his head. A light gray sweater was loosely wrapped around him, and a black suit jacket was draped over his shoulders. Wide shoulders and narrow waist, a natural hanger. The perfect body that even the top supermodels can't match. The man still held a book in his hand, and he said quietly, why are you here? Although he asked this question, his tone was flat and straightforward, not surprising. Sijukan is too boring. Yu Tang felt wronged. I just went out for a walk. I didn't expect you to be here, Uncle Ju. Almost no one in the Yu family knew about Yu Zion's property in Linkhung. But not including Yu Tang. Yu Tang was left alone since she was a child, and Yu Zion helped take care of her for a while. Feng San also watched Yu Tang grow up. He recalled the days when he was ridden as a horse, and always felt that life was a little hopeless. Yu Zion turned her head and asked again, why are you here? His voice was low, like a deep night. Even if he slowed down his tone, he still had his own prestige. Si Fu put his hands in his pockets and said slowly, let's see the patient's condition, whether he is obedient or not. Well, Yu Zion said quietly, come in. Yu Tang happily said, I will come in by myself, ninth uncle. Even without driving her away, she has already taken a successful step. I'm not calling you. Yu Tang looked at Yu Zion and then at Si fucking with a blank expression. After a few seconds, she realized. Wow, Yu Tang clenched his fist with his right hand and hit his left hand, excited, ninth uncle, you actually have a golden house. Feng San almost fell over, a mouthful of old blood stuffed in his throat. Miss Yu Tang, be serious and don't use words indiscriminately. Yu Zion was silent for a moment, then turned her head and explained in a rare way, she has read too many novels. Understand SI fucking went up the steps, but if the boss gives me a golden house, I don't mind. Going to the bank should be able to exchange a lot of money. She's getting rich just around the corner. Yu Xian's hand froze. I agree with this marriage, Yu Tang Chao said loudly. Ching Ching is the most beautiful person I have ever met. Yu Xian had already turned around, her voice did not fluctuate. Feng San, throw it out. When Feng San heard this, he was eager to try. Yu Tang was startled. She hugged Si fucking in an instant, shaking her head with a rattle. I don't. All four eventually entered the villa. Si fucking took out the tea bag prepared in advance, brewed a cup of tea, and handed it over. Be sure to finish it. It's getting late. Yu Xian took it, lightly. Let Feng San send you to the training camp tomorrow. Feng San understood. Miss Si, you still have your room last time. Miss Yu Tang, you live on the third floor. No, Yu Tang refused. I want to sleep in the same room with Ching Ching. Yu Xian didn't even raise her head this time. Feng San. Feng San was eager to try again. Yu Tang, I was wrong, I live by myself. The next day. Although the classification information has not yet been announced, news of CIU's selection of SI fucking still leaked to the internet. In the instructor's office. Sister Yan the assistant was also very indignant, the matter of class division. Although Lin Qingjian did not go abroad to study, she is also a hot female idol in China. Dancing and singing are not bad. The fact that CIU abandoned her to choose SI fucking was an insult to her. The news will always get out. Lin Qingjian smiled slightly, meaning, even if my fans let her go, can CIU's fans let her go? The assistant was stunned and couldn't help laughing. SI fucking is going to suffer. Originally, I didn't insist on CIU, but he chose SI fucking to slap me in the face. Lin Qingjian put on her lipstick. You can't go far if you treat the seniors in the circle like this before you debut. The assistant was convinced. She took out her mobile phone, just saw a push, and her smile widened. Sister Yan, as you expected, the news has already spread on the internet. Huh, Lin Qingjian was in a light mood. Bring it to me to see. The assistant hands over the phone. Dozens of marketing accounts have already posted this information on Weibo. At Circle V, Gossip, the second place in a talent show chose a female mentor, and it is estimated that she missed her debut. Although he didn't mention a name, everyone in the entertainment industry knew who he was talking about. Not only CIU's fans, but passers-by and netizens who only occasionally watch the show are all blown away. CIU crazy. I'm so pissed. Why is my baby in SI fucking's class? Was it forced? Get out of the program group. It's over. SI fucking doesn't know anything, even if CIU is more powerful. I really can't understand what TNL Media is thinking. Even if they want to support the returning group of Starry Sky girls, wouldn't it be good to send their captain here? Why send SI fucking? Ching Ching, you can have a snack, and you can't run with 4 legs, smiley face. PK is very important, then ask for a ticket. See you tomorrow. After having everything taken away, she returns as a god. Author, Qing Qian. Chapter 34. Yes, Captain Meng didn't say anything when he came here. They all came back from overseas training. Why is there such a big difference? I really want to cry. You guys are not human. Why did you put CIU in SI fucking's class? I don't believe he chose it himself. SI fucking, I beg you to let CIU go. Can you? Do you have any points in your own mind? Don't worry everyone, the program team has not released the official list yet, there is still a turning point. SI fucking, if you dare to harm CIU, you are really finished. The fans of CIU on the internet are already mad, and passers-by and netizens also have an attitude of eating melons. The training base naturally spread, and the trainees were amazed and whispered. Brother Yan, what a great thing. Mu Ye was ecstatic. CIU chose SI fucking as his mentor. he will definitely have a bunch of fans turning black. How can he compete with you for the C position? Xiaoyu's singing and dancing ability is very strong, but after all, he is an amateur who has not made his debut, and he cannot compare with his mentors in terms of qualifications. Mentors can guide students, so the choice of mentors is very important. Lu Yan didn't expect Xiaoyu to choose a dead end. The other trainees were eager to stay away from Sci-fi, for fear of being swayed by her or making scandals. Xiaoyu even took the initiative to join up. Brain problem? No, it's still a bit wrong. Lu Yan frowned. Xiaoyu is definitely not a brainless person, but why did he choose Sci-fi? Could it be because of the last assessment that Sci-fu heard Muye's vocal range? But what is this? She still couldn't complete the stage independently, and even Mai didn't dare to open the girls' group performance. The star girl group is fire, but they are all brought up by the captain and the other 3 team members. Sci-fi only sucks the blood of the group members. If she has the skills, Sao's can climb trees. Lu Yan thought about it for a long time, but couldn't think of a reason. But he kept an eye on his mind. We can't let our guard down, we still have to keep an eye on him. Makino nodded. By the way, the company called me in the morning and got some news. Lu Yan said, when the final episode of the show decides the debut candidate, there is a high possibility that someone from Glen will come. Muye lost his voice. Glen. Glen is the pinnacle of entertainment and singing. There are very few people who can squeeze into the circle, let alone be included in the Glen Roll of Fame. Those on the Glen's roster are also milestone symbols in the performing arts and singing world. Even if he can only study in Glen for 3 months, his worth will double. So you follow Mr. Lin carefully, Lu Yan said. If you can get on the way into Glen, then you will be really developed. Muye looked excited. I will. Lin Qingjian knew someone in Glen, which was why he chose her. At the end of the draft, the mentor will invite people to help out. Maybe Lin Qingjian will invite her friend of Glen. The more Muye thought about it, the more excited he became. He hummed, I really appreciate Sci-fi. If Sci-fi hadn't elected Xiaoyu away, he probably wouldn't have gotten into Lin Qingjian's class. Xiaoyu was also stupid and cut his way into Glen. As the person under discussion at the center of the vortex, Sci-fi was holding the computer, sitting cross-legged in front of the mirror in the dance room. She rested her chin in one hand and typed casually with the other. On the screen is a dialogue. Messages came out one after another, and it was obvious that the person on the other side was very excited. Gee, let me tell you, I really convinced the grandchildren of the turtles here in Dongsang. I learned a little bit by myself, so I showed off my strength there, and it was calculated on my head. What? Gee, when Laozi was writing the talisman formation, they were still single cells. 9. Yes, Master G is the most powerful. Sci-fi leaned against the mirror and drank a coke. She and G met in a holographic game. The first meeting ended with her beating G violently. She knew that he was an Onmyoji, surnamed G. He also knew that she was a mystic, her trace was unknown, codenamed 9, number 9. So far, they haven't asked each other's real names. Of course, Sci-fi knew the status of G's surname in Daxia. The G family is a family of Onmyoji that stands in Dongzhou. Along with the Mahist family in Zhongzhou, it is one of the 3 great families in Daxia. But in recent years, the G family has been silent. Knowing yin and yang and 5 elements, as long as they don't want to, no one can find it. The retirement of the G family was another reason for Dongsang Onmyoji's arrogance. G, the talisman paper has been sent to you. I always thought you were in Free Island, but I didn't expect you to be in Daxia, but I have never heard that Daxia has a number 1 like you. 9, didn't I say it? I am a star. G, I bought. Just dress it up. If you are a star, you can't blow up the entertainment industry. If you want to say that you are an undercover agent in the entertainment industry specializing in stardom, I still believe it. 9. You are gone. The opponent slipped to his knees for a second. Gee, Dad, I was wrong. After a while, another message popped up. Gee, speaking of which, the entertainment industry is really messy and dirty. Just a while ago, I forgot which star, I found a member of my family who was named as a member of my family, and said that I wanted to invite on my OG to create another star, bad luck, or something, tisk tisk. I fucking refused to chat with this guy anymore, but it just so happened that she received new news on WeChat. It was Yu Tang who exchanged contact with her just yesterday. Yu Tang, all in all. Have a dinner date? My treat. Yu Tang, circling in a circle.jpg. I fucking thought for a while and replied. Eat, please. Yu Zion was really kind to her, and she had already received her salary, so it was impossible for a little girl in Yu Tang to invite her in return. Yu Tang, good. Then I will go to the training base of your program to find you. I fucking closed the computer and glanced at Su Ziun, who was practicing the dance. You can dance this dance, take a rest, and we will practice singing later. Okay. Su Ziun stopped and took a sip of water. He struggled for a few seconds, but still spoke. His voice was very low. Teacher Si, you have always been very good, but for some reason you have to hide your strength, right? Like a Super Saiyan, after transforming, it will destroy the world, woo. Si fucking. She looked at him with a complicated expression. You should also read less novels. Su Ziun scratched his head. Is there something wrong? A series of footsteps sounded at this moment, and several trainees entered the dance studio. Their faces were not very good looking. Hey, why are you here? Su Ziun didn't notice anything unusual, and greeted them carelessly. Oh, you are also assigned here, we can train together in the future. As soon as the sentence came out, the expressions of several trainees were very ironic. One of them sneered, Su Ziun, although we will definitely not be able to make a debut with our ability, we will never choose someone who is incompetent in singing and dancing as your mentor like you. Su Ziun's expression changed, his face flushed, and he argued, what is the incompetence in singing and dancing? Teacher Si is not. He was interrupted impatiently. Okay, you don't have to explain anything. Su Ziun is also strange these days, leaning towards Si Fu so quickly. Si fucking motioned Su Ziun to go to rest. She propped her jaw, and she moved lazily. What's the matter with you? Mr. Si, we don't know why you chose you. Several trainees looked at each other and finally said directly, we would rather not have a tutor than be in your class, so I hope you can bring us. Was crossed off the list. Si fucking, what natural sand sculptures are all around me. Yang Zijin, we can have a common language on this. It's a new week, I need a new recommendation ticket. PK continues, how active everyone is, see you tomorrow. After having everything taken away, she returns as a god. Author, Qing Qian. Chapter 35. As the first 100-person talent show in the Daxia Empire, youth has attracted attention from all sides. Coupled with various marketing methods, the popularity of the show has become higher and higher, attracting more fans. The trainees who came to participate in the show, except for Su Ziun who had signed the Overlord clause with the company and had to come, all rushed to enter the entertainment circle. Even if they can't debut at that time, they can still get resources. If they are lucky, they will also be able to flourish in the entertainment industry in the future. But if you follow Si fucking, you'll get stinky. You have to hide far away. Who wants to get close to her? Before Si fucking could speak, Su Ziun walked over in a fit of anger. Yan Yuans, what are you talking about? Can you withdraw from a class assignment? Why not? Yan Yuans was quite contemptuous. We have already asked Director Li, and he said that as long as Teacher Si agrees, we can drop out of the class. His current ranking is 66, which is a very dangerous position. The third phase of the program is a elimination system, 101 into 55, he absolutely cannot be eliminated because of SI fucking. Su Ziyun's face flushed red, what more to say, but was blocked by SI fucking. Okay, SI fucking was careless and showed no sign of anger. He raised his head and looked behind him, what about you? Are you all leaving? Lin Qingjian and Li Jingchen selected the remaining students, and they all came. A total of 24 people. Hearing her question, many students looked away. But in the end, he still spoke firmly. Teacher SI, please cross out my name. I don't want to be here. I'm leaving too. Who wants to stay here? It's better to practice by yourself than to follow you. Not to mention how poor SI fucking's business ability is, she is only 18 years old, and her qualifications and experience are completely incomparable to Lin Qingjian. They would rather go to Lin Qingjian's class to sit in, rather than see SI fucking. In the end there were 4 people left. All 20 people chose to leave. Okay, SI fucking didn't mean to hold back at all, she smiled lazily, then let's go, I won't give it away. As soon as these words came out, the trainees changed their faces again. They never thought that SI fucking could talk so well. Their departure, the most affected is SI fucking. Isn't she afraid that she will be hacked by the whole network again? Let's go, hurry up. Su Ziyun pushed Yan Yuan's out directly, don't you want to quit work? Why are you still here? Yan Yuan's was a little annoyed, Su Ziyun, what are you doing? This is the dance studio of Teacher C's class. Why don't you go out when you are not in the class? Su Ziyun snorted coldly, I tell you, you will regret it sooner or later. He believed that SI fucking must be a great Superman. Only he has discovered the ultimate mystery of this world. Regret? Su Ziyun, you are really confused. Yan Yuan's looked sarcastic, you follow SI fucking, I'll see how you make your debut. Yan Yuan's didn't look at Su Ziyun again, and left with the others with a cold face. Su Ziyun returned to the dance studio, but suddenly collapsed, he was depressed, Mr. SI, I really don't know them. What does it have to do with you? SI fucking glanced at him, hurry up and practice, I won't be able to practice the song today, and I will go to sleep at night. Su Ziyun. It turned out that it was only him who was destroyed. 6 p.m. SI Fu poured out of the training base. She is very leisurely today, and the class training will officially start tomorrow. Plus Xiaoyu and Su Ziyun, a total of 6 people, it really saves trouble. She must thank these trainees for allowing her to have a very happy life as a mentor. Ching ching, outside, Yu Tang saw the girl in a baroque leather jacket at a glance, and waved happily, here here. SI fucking also smiled, miss you. You can just call me Tang Tang. Yu Tang was very familiar with her, hugging her arm and rubbing, ninth uncle is not friendly, but I am full of enthusiasm. Don't be his bodyguard, be me, and I'll pay you too. She doesn't need to wear a dress or jewelry when she attends a banquet in the future, and she will be the most beautiful scenery. Everyone will envy her. Tang Tang Si fucking sighed and said quietly, your money comes from your ninth uncle, right? Yu Tang. Yu Tang stammered, okay, it seems so. She held her head and began to whimper, what should I do? My ninth uncle treats his subordinates very perverted. Look at Feng San, he is not as cute as he used to be, and his hair is falling fast. It's okay, I can make money very well. Si fucking stretched out his hand to pull her up and raised his eyebrows, I think the boss is very good. I would call her for breakfast in the morning. That must be because he hasn't revealed his original face, Yu Tang said loudly, he destroys his subordinates, and he is also a workaholic. I once saw him working at 3 in the morning. Si fucking was silent for a while, and sighed, this work and rest has the risk of sudden death. She gave him another medicine, and he could make another money. The two walked while chatting. Yutang is very talkative, but not boring. Sci-fucking has been in contact with children of large and small families, including members of the royal family of the West Continent Principality. It is very rare to have no sense of distance like Yutang. They didn't go to any high-end restaurant, but a private kitchen. I heard Yutang say that the fresh fish soup in this private kitchen is delicious. The two were walking when there was a faint whine. Sci-fucking took a step and turned around. Yutang also noticed. Under the air conditioning box at the corner, there is a mass of white plush. Hey, Ching Ching, there is a dog here. Yutang stepped forward, worried, it seems to be injured. Huh, Sci-fucking also squatted down, seeing the blood oozing from the puppy's white fur, his eyes narrowed, it's an injury. Let's take it to the pet hospital first. Yutang carefully picked up the little white dog. Ching Ching, do you mind? Let's go. Sci-fucking hummed, you can't leave it here. There is a pet hospital not far ahead. The little white dog had a skin injury, and the veterinarian quickly cleaned, disinfected, and bandaged it. But because of the medicine, he still needs to stay in the hospital for 30 minutes for observation. Wow, it's so cute, its eyes are still purple, these ears, this tail. Yutang stroked the little white dog's fur with a look of happiness that was about to die. Lying with the dog is the most wonderful thing in the world. Sci-fucking agreed. She rested her chin in one hand and pinched the little white dog's ear with the other. She also had a pet in the past, and she could not only ride it, but also ride it. Pity. Ching Ching. Help, Yutang suddenly screamed, this dog has no butt. Huh, Sci-fucking was lazy, didn't look at it, raised his hand and patted the fluffy butt of the little white dog. Isn't it? It's quite soft. The little white dog very angry. This hooligan, take it lightly. Yutang collapsed. No, I mean it doesn't have an excretion channel. Sci-fucking suddenly woke up. What? She immediately took the little white dog from Yutang's hands, completely disregarding its resistance, and looked upside down. Very flat. There really is no place to excrete. Sci-fucking fell into silence. Could this dog be the silly pixie she raised? Ziobai, I'm not a human, but you are a real dog, smiley face, Sci-fucking. Good morning. Give Ching Ching a recommendation ticket. See you tomorrow. 3 =. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. After having everything taken away, she returns as a god. Author, Ching Qian. Chapter 36. Many people say that Daxia is blessed by gods. Therefore, there are outstanding people, handsome stars, and a civilization that has lasted for thousands of years without defeat. The entire 5 states of Great Xia are a treasure land. This is also the reason why wars were constantly raging during the Great Xia dynasty and foreign tribes frequently invaded. Although Sci-fucking also played yin-yang and 5 elements herself, and supernatural things happened frequently around her, she never believed in gods, ghosts, and demons. Until she met this Pixiu. According to the book, Pixiu is a ferocious auspicious beast. Pixiu has a mouth but no anus, it can only go in and out. She also met it on the road at that time, and thought the animal was really rare, so she picked it up and kept it. Then a prodigal son was raised. A lot of money she earned was eaten up by this silly Pixiu. But silly Pixiu can indeed attract wealth and ward off evil spirits, which helped her a lot. Sci-fucking thought that she was of pure Daxia bloodline, that's why Pixiu followed her. Maybe there are Bai Zi, Chongming, etc. in this world, but she has never seen them. But how did Pixiu travel tens of thousands of miles to come to her in Liberty Island? Moreover, he became injured like this? Sci-fucking rubbed the little white dog's head, and said tentatively, fat chirp. The little white dog didn't move, and rolled his eyes at her. Seeing its behavior, Si fucking sneered, "By Jin, you." The little white dog jumped up and barked happily. Si fucking. As expected, it was the silly pixie raised by her. Obviously called Fatty Jew to make a living, but insisted on calling him a literary name like Jinyu, and even took the surname Bai for himself. "How do you know it's me?" Si fucking frowned. "I'm dead, do you know, Ziobai?" Ziobai nodded, then shook his head again, very dazed. "You said you can feel that I'm not dead? You and I have a good understanding." Si fucking thought for a long time, but couldn't think of a reason, as expected of my father's good daughter. "Noob. It poo." The dog owner started to sneer again. "But speaking of it, why are you getting smaller and smaller?" Si fucking raised one of its paws. "You used to be able to run with me, but look at you now, I can slap you to death with one slap." Ziobai whimpered a few times, then stuck out his tongue and licked her palm, feeling a little aggrieved. "The strength is gone," Si fucking sighed. "Okay, then you follow me first, but I'm very poor now, so bear with it and don't eat too much." Pixio has lost its power, and it is not much different from ordinary domestic pets except that it still has human nature. Ziobai rubbed her face again, and stretched out his little paws flatteringly. Si fucking held its paw and clicked his tongue. "But you are so cute now, you are so chubby, so fun." Noob. It should have been very touching to meet each other with one favor. But in Yu Tang's eyes, this scene is that Si fucking is talking to a dog very seriously, barking and barking. "Yu Tang. It's over." Ching Ching was stimulated and went crazy. Yu Tang quickly took out his mobile phone and dialed Yu Zion's number. "Uncle 9, woo woo woo, I'm sorry. King King's head is broken." On the other end of the phone, Yu Zion said calmly, "Yu Tang." There is no ups and downs in the tone, not angry. "Uncle 9, I really didn't lie to you." Yu Tang covered the microphone tightly and lowered his voice. "We met a dog without a butt, and Ching Ching was so stimulated." Yu Zion didn't talk much but hid her strength. 1 minute. Yu Tang quickly recounted what happened today. "Uncle Ju, trust me." Yu Zion raised her eyebrows slightly. He was holding the tea, and the steaming mist of the tea suppressed the deep thoughts that had flitted through his eyes. He understood Yu Tang's temperament. Although he made a fuss, he would never lie about important matters. With such a description, Yu Zion only thought of one kind of animal. Brave troops. How could such a spirited auspicious beast appear in Linkhung? Yu Zion hummed. Her tone was tepid. "Come back before 9 o'clock. "Uncle Ju, don't worry," Yu Tang said loudly, "I will definitely bring Ching Ching back to you and let you hide her." There was a pause. A second later, the man said lightly, "Feng San." Yu Tang withered instantly. "Woohoo, I'm wrong, I'm not kidding, Uncle Ju, don't drive me away." She ended the call carefully, just as the observation time was up. "Let's go." Si fucking picked up the little white dog, his voice light and light. "Daddy will take you to eat fish." Hearing this sentence, Ziobai rolled his eyes, hummed twice and didn't respond. Ching Ching. Yu Tang held her back with a serious expression. "Shall we go to the hospital too?" "Ah," seeing Yu Tang looking at her head worriedly, Si fucking coughed lightly. "Oh, I've learned dog language, and I was talking to it just now." "Dog talk?" Yu Tang's eyes lit up. "Ching Ching is amazing." "Then what did it say?" "It said," Si fucking raised his eyebrows, "it's very stupid, very ugly, and likes to jump into mud pits, so I don't want to dislike it." Yu Tang said dryly, "Then it's a bit out of its mind." The little white dog groaned angrily. Si fucking patted its head off. "Don't make trouble, if you make trouble again, it will kill you." Noob. The two soon arrived at their destination and were invited in by the waiter. This private kitchen is very secluded, and there are screens between each table. Si fucking also took off her makeup with confidence. Only then did Xiaobai turn around slowly, meet her face, and groaned. It finally looks good. It didn't even want to recognize it just now. What's the matter? I fucking glanced. Do you have any objections to my makeup skills? Noob. Dare not. It licked its paws, looked around, and suddenly its eyes lit up. It stretched out its claws to grab I fucking's shoulder, and directly bit the necklace she was wearing. By the time I fucking realized it, Xiaobai had already swallowed the gold pendant of the necklace. I fucking. She paused every word. By Jin, you. She's going to throw it out? Xiaobai innocently licked his paws, like an elegant lady, proudly puffed out his chest. You prodigal son. I fucking grabbed its leg and smiled. Do you know what you're eating? Xiaobai blinked and nodded. Gold. What else? You know you still eat. I fucking gritted his teeth. I earned it from working. 999 pure gold. Xiaobai nodded again. It doesn't eat pure gold yet. I fucking. She wants to strangle this silly Pixio to death. Barely restraining his killing intent, I fucking took out his mobile phone and sent Yu Zion a message. Boss, let's discuss something. Can you just send me gold bricks instead of paying money in the future? There was a quick reply there. Boss, it depends on your performance. Concise and concise, just like him, Kingui kills, Yuan Ting and Yuji. Through the screen, she seemed to be able to imagine him sitting in the hazy night, wearing a simple shirt and working. The man as deep as the night has an extremely powerful aura, which makes people feel very safe. After receiving an ambiguous reply, I fucking was very sad. By Jinyu, get out, I can't support you. Today is different from the past. Where can she find so much gold for it to eat? Xiaobai rubbed her legs, raised his front paws, and made a bow. Even if you hum me, you have to get out. I fucking took a deep breath. Tell me, you dog Pixiu, why do you only eat gold? What's wrong with copper? In ancient times, copper plates were still used, and that's money. Pixiu feeds on the wealth of the four directions, but he just swallows it. If you eat other food, you will lose your strength. How did she raise such a prodigal bastard? Xiaobai shook his head, slowly dipped his paws in the water, and wrote a few words on the table. Copper is not tasty. Yes, I fucking gave a thumbs up. I can write Chinese characters even though my strength hasn't recovered. That's awesome. Noob. Its owner is actually a sand sculpture, right? Xiaobai digested the gold for a while, then suddenly raised his paw, pointing to the back of the screen. Has something happened to Tang Tang? I fucking also heard the quarrel, and the fox narrowed his eyes. Sit here, I'll go take a look. Yu Tang originally followed the waiter to choose fish at the back. After choosing, when I went to the self-service area to get fruit drinks, I was blocked by people. Yu Tang, a voice came, showing a bit of coldness. Why are you here? Yu Tang turned around, startled. Third brother. It's Yu Yao. He looked at her disapprovingly. Uncle Wu called yesterday to say you were missing, but you came to the city privately. What's none of your business? Yu Tang's tone became cold. Can't I come here to play? Grandpa is looking for you too. Why did you come to Linkhung privately? Yu Yao said involuntarily, clasping her wrist, with a chill in his eyes. Follow me back to Siju City. If it wasn't for the ghostly doctor, he wouldn't have stayed in Linkhung for so long. In addition, he didn't want to meet Si fucking, and even seeing her heavily made up face made him feel disgusted. It just happened to bring Yu Tang back to Yu's house by the way. Let me go. Yu Tang broke free, but she didn't break free. Seeing that she was about to be taken away, her eyes suddenly lit up. Ching ching, I'm here. Yu Yao frowned even tighter, and turned his head very coldly. Si fucking, do you know why I am so poor? Yang Zijin and Jun Mukian, miserable or you're miserable. 3000 in this chapter is fatter. Why am I writing and writing, and writing it into sand sculptures again? When I woke up early in the morning, the hospital in front of my house suddenly became the most searched hospital. Shivering, I hope the epidemic will pass quickly. At the beginning, I said that the full text of this book is superficial, and the chronology is superficial. The calendar is used, and 2185 is not the future. Don't use reality as a benchmark, I have my own settings. After having everything taken away, she returns as a god. Author, Ching Qian. Chapter 37. He saw a pair of fox eyes. Black and white, clear, and translucent. The end of the girl's eyes is slightly curved, and her eyes are smiling, but the smile does not reach the bottom of her eyes. Yu Yao was stunned in place, and did not return to his senses for a while. Xiaobai was still squatting on the chair, and a puppy's head poked out from behind the screen. It licked its paws suspiciously and groaned. What does its dog owner wear a mask for? Humph. It doesn't want to look at her anymore. Ching ching, Yu Tang struggled again, give me a call. Needless to say the title, Si fucking naturally knew who Yu Tang asked her to call. Yu Zion. Although Si fucking had only heard of the three great families of Daxia before, no matter how big the wealthy family was, she had never heard of them. But she knew that as long as there were more people living under one roof, there would be many disputes. Yu Zion's trace is inconvenient to expose. Si fucking didn't take out her phone, she smiled and said politely, please let me go. Yu Yao frowned, you. Si fucking took a few steps forward and stretched out his hand. Before Yu Yao could react, his hand suddenly lost the strength and loosened uncontrollably. In the blink of an eye, Yu Tang was pulled behind by Si fucking. Hey, I said. Si fucking raised his chin, lazily, what do you mean by harassing my friend? Yu Yao's hands were still numb, and his expression froze. He only remembered that the girl flipped over between the ulna and radius in his hand, and seemed to pinch a certain ache-appointment, which easily forced him to let go of Yu Tang. Practice family. There are no families and forces involved in martial arts in Ling Hung. Yu Tang often ran out, and it was normal for him to not know the people around him. But this girl looks as big as Yu Tang, which disciple of martial arts clan has such means? Sorry, this is my sister. Yu Yao rubbed his eyebrows and sighed, some misunderstanding happened. Really? Si fucking glanced at Yu Tang's red wrist and smiled, being so rude to girls doesn't seem like a misunderstanding, what? Yu Yao's expression changed, and he felt embarrassed for a moment. He pursed his lips and said in a low voice, I'm sorry. Yu Tang was a little surprised. Because of her family, she really doesn't like staying at Yu's house, but she also understands the temperament of those brothers, sisters, and uncles. Her ninth uncle is very mysterious, let's not talk about it. Yu Yao has always been proud. And because of the malicious kidnapping as a child and suffering from aphasia for a long time, he is extremely self-respecting. This was the first time she saw him apologize. Anyway, you left Sijukan privately. Yu Yao slowed down his tone, you have to tell fifth uncle and grandpa anyway, it's your own business. If you can't go back, don't let them worry. They want me to go. Yu Tang snorted coldly, she took Si fucking's arm and ignored Yu Yao, ching ching, let's pack it up and take it back to eat. Si fucking snorted, put the little white dog who was still watching the play into his bag, and left with Yu Tang. Noob. Woohoo, it can't breathe. Yu Yao still froze in place, until Si fucking left for a long time, he gradually recovered. Strangeness. That girl had a very special sense of familiarity that made him want to get closer. Yu Yao put the phone in his pocket and sighed heavily. He must find a ghost doctor. On the way. It's so annoying, Yu Tang was very depressed. I finally ran out for a meal and bumped into the Yu family. Huh, Si fucking rubbed a certain pixie's head with one hand and raised his eyes, isn't your ninth uncle also from Yu's family? Uncle Ninth is different from others. Yu Tang shook her head. How can I put it, although Uncle Ninth has a colder temperament, he is very good at taking care of people. But it's too stressful to be with Uncle Ninth. He gave me a look. I thought I was worshipping the Emperor early in the morning. I really should invite him to act in a costume drama. The boss does take care of people. I fucking then recalled, speaking of which, I seem to have met your third brother. I still want to ask you, Yu Tang also suddenly remembered, didn't the internet say that you entered the entertainment industry for my third brother? She stammered, gee, you didn't recognize him. On the internet, how true can it be? I fucking casually said, you see, I've seen such a perfect man as your ninth uncle, and still chasing others. That's right. Yu Tang clenched his fists, ching ching, don't worry, I'll help you catch ninth uncle. I fucking, who hasn't said the word money? Xiaobai hummed a few times, stretched out his paws and patted her shoulder softly. I fucking smiled coldly, no, don't even think about it. Her only valuable gold pendant was eaten. Damn thing. Yu Tang was curious, ching ching, what did it say? It said it wanted to roll in the mud, but I wouldn't let it. Oops, I should have had the veterinarian take a look at its brain just now. Noob. Ruin its reputation. Hateful dog owner. The next day. Youth Training Base. Class training has officially started. There are a total of 6 trainees under I fucking subordinates. The trainees who choose to leave either go to Lin Qingjian's class to audition, or they choose to practice on their own. Very good, it's easy. I fucking stretched slowly, her fox eyes narrowed, and she nodded. 6 people, just one group, it is convenient to train. In the later performances, in addition to individual battles, showdowns, there are also competitions between groups. After all, the future debut candidates will form a men's team, and the cooperation between the teams is also very important. Teacher SI. A trainee raised his hand, his voice weak, I can't dance. It's okay. I fucking pointed at Su Ziyun, he hasn't practiced before. He danced like a gorilla at first, but now he's like a human being. Su Ziyun. Don't say this in front of so many people. You guys, come here to fulfill your dreams. I fucking raised his head and smiled. You can look at the artists who are active on the international stage, even singers know how to dance. You want to be a successful boy group member, so I ask you to learn all about singing, dancing, and rap. As soon as these words came out, the trainees were stunned. Even Xiaoyu's actions were a meal. Su Ziyun opened his mouth wide. Teacher I can still sing and rap. I fucking thought for a while, just understand a little bit. Several male students looked at each other. Will it be too late for all the study time? They are only trainees now, and they are still far from their debut. Where do they think about the world? No, I fucking said calmly, I will make arrangements. There are still 2 months of training time, which is enough. The phone rang at this moment. I fucking just glanced at it and pressed it directly. Xiaoyu, who was on the side, had good eyesight and saw the word Sister Feng. He vaguely remembered that the manager of the Stargirl group was named Feng. Xiaoyu took a step back and said politely, Mr. Si doesn't answer the phone. Don't answer, don't care about her. Si fucking put the phone back in his pocket, raised his chin, and motioned, go to the dance studio, I will make a training plan for you individually. 6 people followed Si fucking to the dance studio. As soon as he entered, Su Ziyun was stunned. Where are the audio equipment and musical instruments? He clearly remembered that location, and there were several speakers. Although it is a dance class, it also prepares essential items such as guitars and basses. Why is it gone all of a sudden? Xiaoyu squinted his eyes, took a long leg, and said lightly, I'll ask. He went to the staff in charge of logistics. Oh, you mean the audio equipment and musical instruments in Dance Studio No. 2, in front of the desk. The staff didn't even raise their heads. It was neither hot nor cold. Mr. Lin's Dance Studio number 1 is not enough, they have all been moved here. You guys, if you want to use it, just wait. After a long time, Suzy-un realized that what the goddess Si said was an expert level. Suzy-un. The next bet, 9 debut positions, how many of them are in the class? See you tomorrow. After having everything taken away, she returns as a god. Author, Ching Qian. Chapter 38. Staff are the rules of the dark entertainment industry. In this circle, there are already serious hierarchies. The investment of youth is as high as 1 billion yuan, and there is no such thing as insufficient equipment. But Lin Qingjian said that the staff will only take her orders first. As for SI fucking? Who cares? After Xiaoyu left, the staff shook his head. It's a pity that Xiaoyu didn't understand the rules of the entertainment industry and ruined his future. Xiaoyu returned to the dance studio and said simply. After listening, Suzy-un was very angry. It's too much, they did it on purpose. Several other trainees also looked sad. No way, who let them have no background? Suzy-un whispered, Brother Xia, otherwise you should go to Teacher Lin or Teacher Li, I can't delay you. Xiaoyu raised his eyebrows and looked at Si fucking first. Under Kilmat's makeup, the girl's black and white eyes became brighter and brighter. There was no emotion on her face, and she was calm like a deep pool. Ah, that's just right, let's go out. Si fucking stretched slowly, very caring, are you hungry? Eat something? Catch the baby. Suzy-un. The 6 people followed Si fucking out of the training base openly. Except for Xiaoyu, everyone else was at a loss. Until they came to a secluded food stall, they received the training plan made by Si fucking. Mr. Si, it's amazing. Suzy-un was greatly moved. You are so professional, where did you get this information? Eat yours, stop talking nonsense. Xiaoyu turned a few pages, and his originally casual expression suddenly condensed. It was also at this time that a timid voice suddenly sounded, Yes, is it Brother Xia? Xiaoyu turned back. The young man has sharp eyebrows, handsome facial features, and a very good-looking figure. Unlike Lu Yan, he didn't have too much makeup on his face, and the young man was full of energy. The little girl was very surprised. It's really you. She squeezed the strap and took a step forward. Can I take a photo with you? No, no, just sign your name. It's not good to disturb you. Okay. Si fucking waved and smiled, come on. The little girl was stunned. It's Mr. Si, Mr. Si, why did Mr. Si bring Brother Xia and the others? Oh, I was kicked out. Si fucking held his chin, it's okay, we are training outside. Then, Mr. Nasi, you must take good care of him. The little girl clenched her fists. Although he was given up by the program team, we will not give up on him. We must send him to debut SC. She didn't wait for Si fucking to say anything, and ran away like a wind. While running, he made a post in Xiaoyu's super words. Sisters, I met AU outside, they should be training at this time, but they would discuss training at the food stall outside, and they must have been abused by the show team. Again, as an aside, Si fucking is quite serious, and asked AU for her opinion. Although she is incompetent, she is indeed a good mentor. The following replies soon began to skyrocket. Really pissed off, do individual trainees have no human rights? What an idiot program group. Hey, it seems that Si fucking is also a victim. It is estimated that the program team deliberately divided AU into the group of Si fucking, and did not want her to debut. We must not scold her, otherwise we will fall into the trick of the program team. Not only can't scold, but also protect, garbage program group. Not knowing that Xiaoyu had finished eating slowly, he followed behind Si fucking and looked at half of her face thoughtfully. They are going back now. When passing by a bank, Si fucking suddenly said, "Wait for me." Several people stopped. After a while, they saw Si fucking carry a bag of gold bricks and come out slowly. Everyone. Xiaoyi. He really couldn't understand Si fucking's operation. Si fucking put the 10 gold bricks in the bag. Xiaobai, who was lying in the bag with his 2 paws on the outside, saw his eyes lit up. Ow! It knows that its owner is best for it. Si fucking could naturally sense the eager eyes of a certain Pixiu. She warned, 1 piece per month. Xiaobai shook his head and used his small paws to compare 3. A single gold brick is not enough for it to hold its stomach. Si fucking casually said, "Then eat it in your dreams. Although some of my abilities are gone, it's easy to hit you." Noob. It licked its paws, aggrieved. "It's useless to be cute." Si fucking was ruthless. "You really don't know how poor I am now." Xiaobai groaned. "Well, then it will endure for a while." At the same time, Feng San, who received the notice from the bank, was a little confused. He hesitated for a while, but took a step forward and said with difficulty, "Ninth brother, Miss Si went to the bank to exchange 10 gold bricks." On the sofa, Yu Xian finally raised her eyes. "Golden brick." This also made him sure that it was indeed a Pixiu. It seems that this Pixiu has also suffered a lot of injuries, otherwise it would not need gold bricks to supplement its strength. Yeah, Yu Xian lowered her voice, "Give her gold bricks in the future." Feng San nodded. Bricks are indeed very valuable. It doesn't take much effort to smash people. "Hey," ninth uncle Yu Tang yawned and came downstairs, scratching her messy hair, "is there still food to eat?" Yu Xian opened the next document and said lightly, "Do it yourself." "Oh," Yu Tang muttered, "I met the third brother yesterday, and I didn't tell him that you were here, Uncle Ninth." "That young master Yu Yao," Feng San was taken aback. "Miss Yu Tang, were you having dinner with Miss Si?" "Yeah, Ching Ching is so handsome." Yu Tang recounted it again with a look of admiration. "Why is Ching Ching not a boy? I will marry her." Hearing this, Yu Xian raised her head. "I'm sorry ninth uncle," Yu Tang apologized loudly, "Ching Ching and you should be a couple, you are a perfect match, I will definitely work hard." Yu Xian pressed his eyebrows. "Messing around again?" Yu Tang tried to discuss with Yu Xian, "Ninth uncle, can you give me a period of time?" Yu Xian's expression didn't change, she just glanced at her. It was as if the emperor glanced at Yu Tang, who was shivering. "Disturbed me to go to breakfast." On the other side, dance room number 1. Lin Qingjian is training the trainees. Next to it were the equipment she had the staff bring from Studio 2. Of course she is not lacking, and it is useless. Si fucking didn't give Xiaoyu to her, so she had to make Si fucking feel less comfortable. Although she is very optimistic about Xiaoyu, she will never harm her own interests for a trainee who is not related to her. None of the 6 people in Si fucking's class could make their debut. Lin Qingjian pursed her lips and smiled. Si Fu was quite able to endure the fall. It seems that the open and planned confrontation that day was nothing more than a resistance that has been oppressed for a long time. Really useless. Bang bang bang. Suddenly there was a heavy knock on the glass window. Everyone in the dance room stopped and looked back in surprise. The girl stood outside the window with a blank expression on her face. A few seconds later, the door opened and Si fucking walked in. "Yo, teacher Si, aren't you supposed to be in the dance studio next door? Why did you come here?" Mui sneered. "Could it be that you didn't recognize the way and went to the wrong place? Or do you finally have self-knowledge and not be a mentor?" The other trainees also laughed. "Mr. Si, what's the matter?" Lin Qingjian stood up and asked with a smile, "Is there any difficulty? I can help." Bang dang dash. Lin Qingjian's chair was kicked. "Come on, move." Si fucking slowly rolled up his sleeves, his fox eyes raised. "If you choose to move, I'll see who dares to stop it." Good morning =3 equals. All the business districts around my house have been closed. Alas, the epidemic situation in Xi'an is really fierce. Everyone must pay attention to protection. Add more when the recommended ticket is 20,000. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. After having everything taken away, she returns as a god. Author, Qing Qian. Chapter 39. Xiaoyu, who followed in, was not polite. He took a long leg and took a base. Su Ziun and the other 4 trainees came in, but he was still a little shy. Sci-fi glanced at them. The 5 looked serious, and immediately stepped forward to hug the audio equipment and unplug all the wires. The music in the dance room stopped abruptly. The trainees who were still practicing dance had to be forced to stop, and their expressions were a bit ugly. Muye stood up, his face ashen. You are too much. Mr. Lin, are there any students from Class F here? Sci-Fu swept his eyes and laughed lazily. It seems that Teacher Lin has a really good eye, and I feel ashamed. In a word, scolded 2 people. Muye clenched his fists. Sci-fucking. He would fall into Class F. Wasn't Sci-fucking deliberately trying to find fault with him? Xiaoyu carried the base on his back and laughed softly. It does take a lot of hard work to drop from Class A to Class F. Makino's face turned even greener. He really did not dare to confront Xiaoyu. Xiaoyu's fans are usually very gentle. But once Xiaoyu's interests are involved, he will go crazy. This is also the reason why the program team has never dared to suppress Xiaoyu openly. Teacher Si, isn't this a good idea? Lin Qingjian pinched her palms, maintaining a smile. Don't you want us to train? Hearing this, Si raised his eyebrows. She took another 2 steps forward, bent down slightly, and her eyes were level with Lin Qingjian's. She didn't wear high heels, but Lin Qingjian's height was very oppressive. Lin Qingjian couldn't help but take a step back. Si smiled and said in a voice that only she could hear, "What are you pretending to be? Believe it or not, I took the prosthesis out of your nose." Lin Qingjian's expression finally changed. Her eyes turned red instantly, and her voice was weak. Mr. Si, what does this mean? Go. Si ignored her. She straightened up and waved again. Go back to training. When she came to the door, she turned her head and smiled slightly. Remember, next time whoever moves our things, move it back, don't be wronged. Xiaoyu followed behind her and left openly. Su Ziun lowered his voice. Brother Xie, so why did we go to dinner just now? Xiaoyu snorted. Only when you are full can you have the strength to fight. Su Ziun. In the dance room, Lin Qingjian's lips trembled, and her complexion gradually turned white. Si is really crazy. There are cameras almost everywhere in the training base, including the dormitories. Except during sleep and rest time, these cameras have been working, so the trainees have always been cautious in their words and deeds. Lin Qingjian couldn't understand Si actions at all. The stars in the entertainment industry are all created by someone. In order to maintain the character in front of the camera, we must pay attention to every word and deed. Did Si really break the jar? Mr. Lin, don't have the same knowledge as Si. A lunatic. Muye took the initiative to comfort her. When the Zhou family announces that they have separated from her, our company will teach her to be a person first. Si happy days are only a few days away. Makino was also a little anxious. It's been a few days since the funeral of Mr. Zhou. Why hasn't the Zhou family moved? Lin Qingjian regained her senses and smiled again. She said softly, Makara-san, let's train first. Her eyelashes drooped slightly, casting a shadow. At this time, Zhuojia. Zhou Tianfeng was a little surprised. You two are leaving. That's right, Our brothers and sisters have also lived in Zhou's house for 2 days. It's time to go back to Dongsang. The young man was polite and distant. Mr. Zhou Tianfeng was intent on keeping him, but he couldn't stop it. He bowed low and became a little boy, and said flatteringly, if the two of you have something to help the Zhou family in the future, they will definitely do it. If you can get in touch with Onmyoji, the Zhou family will be prosperous. It's good to discuss. The young man nodded. I don't know what Lingtang is now. I haven't told the old lady about this. Zhou Tianfeng sighed. The old lady's health is not very good, and she is being treated in Sijukan, but the old man's body has always been tough. Who knew such a thing would happen? His eyes darkened a bit. The old man Zhou is in good health, and it will not be a problem to live another 10 or 20 years. But the hospital checked for a long time, and there was no problem, which is really strange. Zhou Tianfeng had naturally also heard that the Onmyoji had amazing abilities, and that a powerful Onmyoji could change his life against the sky and command hundreds of ghosts and demons. The Fujiyama family was the most powerful Onmyoji family. The Onmyoji from the Fujiyama family came in person, so he wondered if the Onmyoji would also act in the death of the old man Zhou, but he did not dare to ask. So it is. The young man nodded. Please also express my condolences. Even if Zhou Tianfeng kept him again and again, the two quickly left. On the way. Senior brother, could it be that there is a problem with the daughter of luck that the Zhou family adopted? Another young man frowned. Although her luck had been deprived to the extent that there was not even a 10% left, it was enough to protect one. The family has been prosperous for 100 years. No, I've seen her face, and she's still in a state of extremely lack of luck. Maybe one day she will fall into a ditch and die. The young man waved his hand, and at first glance, she is not an Onmyoji, and it is impossible for her to come into contact with Onmyoji. It is estimated that something went wrong in the process of the transfer of luck. This kind of thing is also very common. We can go back and report to the master. Old Master Zhou is dead. What does it have to do with them? Not to mention the Zhou family, even the Yu family, the #1 wealthy family in the 49 cities, is not worthy of a second look from the Fujiyama family. I will come to the city, just to see if there is a problem with the yin-yang technique of the Fujiyama family. The others have nothing to do with them. Okay, the other young man nodded. You have to bypass Dongzhou when you go back. It's not good to meet the Ji family. No one in the Fujiyama family is afraid, but the Ji family will be more vigilant. After all, in the 704 year of the Daxia dynasty, the ancestor of the Fujiyama family went west to Daxia to learn the way of yin and yang and the 5 elements from the Ji family, and this was the future Fujiyama family. The Ji family hasn't come out for a long time. How can they get involved in such trivial matters? And besides, these years have passed, they have long stopped advancing and retreating, and they can't compare with my Fujiyama family. The young man waved his hand again. Let's go back to the east. Mulberry. The youth training base is here. During the intermission, Lin Qingjian left the dance studio. She walked to the lounge and said coldly, "Where's the monitoring?" The assistant took out the USB flash drive. "Sister Yan here, I also copied it on my phone." Lin Qingjian took the phone and saw that the surveillance cameras clearly captured all of Sci-fi's actions. She rolled up the broken hair by her ear and smiled. "Okay, find a suitable time and find someone to put it on the internet." It made Sci-fi completely unable to gain a foothold in the entertainment industry, and also ruined Xiaoyu. One stone two bird. "Sister Yan, don't worry, you will definitely get things done." The assistant laughed. "It just so happened that the program team released the official list of classes today, all of which are for you, Sister Yan." The list released by the program team at 9 o'clock in the morning, the fans immediately exploded. "Spit up, Xiaoyu is really in Sci-fi's class. What did the show team think? Shouldn't I go to Lin Qingjian's class to learn dance?" "It's not me who said, Teacher Lin Kinjian and SI fucking, one day and one place, can't compare at all. Can SI fucking be a little self-aware and give CIU to Lin Kinjian? It's on PK again, everyone is active and vote for Ching Ching. Fan Ching Ching, there will be no problem. 2333. After all, she is a member of the entertainment industry. After having everything taken away, she returns as a god author, Ching Chien. Chapter 40. Yeah, where is Teacher Lin's strength? If she teaches, CIU may be able to get the C position in SI fucking's hands. Can CIU still make his debut now? You don't know. Mr. Lin has also been to Glenn, although it's not because of the award nomination or something. He has been there anyway. SI fucking doesn't even know what Glenn is. Glenn, awesome. As soon as the 3 words of Glenn came out, it was the existence of heavyweight. Soon the attention of netizens was shifted to the upcoming Glenn Award ceremony in June this year. The online noise, the show team naturally also sees it. Director, SI fucking is too restless now. The election officer came over, many trainees have opinions on her, and I hope she can quit the show. The director took a breath. Did TNL Media say anything? TNL Media didn't mention it specifically, the election officer said, but they were very satisfied with the division and asked us to continue to support the road with all our strength. When CIU just signed up for youth, many large and small companies have already sent olive branches to him. But he is very arrogant and doesn't sign the company anyway. Including TNL Media, several entertainment companies have greeted the program team and must suppress CIU. Although it is said that it is an open and transparent voting for the national draft, in fact, the script has already been set. But no one thought that CIU's strength would be unparalleled. The script was disrupted, and the program team could only directly press votes in the background. CIU's fans couldn't see the data directly changed by the control center. Of course, the show team that knows the inside story will not say such self-destructing things. The popularity of the show has been increasing, so don't worry about it. The director pondered for a while, and said lightly, however, SI fucking can't be made too arrogant. The electorate nodded. Mr. Lin's intention is to release this morning's video. Lin Kinjian has been in the entertainment industry for so many years, and she also has a certain backstage. What SI fucking did today made Lin Kinjian very dissatisfied. Okay, the director agreed, listen to them. Here. Dance room 2. I only dance once. SI fucking turned on the music, moved his wrists, hooked his lips, and laughed arrogantly. If you can't learn it, just face the wall and think for an hour. Everyone. In front of the mirror, SI fucking had already started the first dance step. The trainees watched closely, for fear that they would miss the slightest bit. The 4 new trainees had no hope, but the more they looked, the more surprised they became. The girl's waist is unbelievably soft, and difficult movements are easy for her to grasp. Every time you lower your waist and turn around, you can directly drive the acceleration of your heartbeat. The drums in the music suddenly rose. SI fucking's dance steps also quickened. She danced faster and faster, feeling like she was bursting. Boom. Boom. The last drum beat fell, she lowered her waist and then closed her waist, turning her feet 360 degrees. The slender fingers brushed the end of her eyes, and the girl's fox eyes were half bent, revealing a blurred light, like a soul-grabbing fairy. Several trainees were stunned, and their hearts were pounding, as if they were about to jump out of the atrium. The dance had been over for a long time, and they had not recovered. Okay, here we go. SI fucking lifted the hair on her forehead, she turned her head, met CIU's slightly sharp gaze, and the fox's eyes narrowed. Have you learned? Well, CIU retracted his gaze. I learned. Okay, then you can take them to practice. SI fucking picked up the hairpin and pinned his ponytail. I'll go out and sort out the new materials. Thank you. After SI fucking went out, he said, Ziun, where can I get a computer to access the internet? There should be in the background. Suzyun hesitated. Brother Xie, what do you want a computer for? Can't use a mobile phone. Well, the screen of the mobile phone is too small to see clearly. Xieyu's expression was sloppy. You practice first, I'll go to the background to see. Okay. Suzyun was a little puzzled. Brother Xie, what are you looking at? Xiaoyu took a long leg and his voice fell. Look at Glenn's award ceremonies over the years. In the lounge. Si fucking stretched and leaned back on the chair. This is the first time she has brought students, and she has a sense of accomplishment. She glanced at her phone casually and saw 2 new messages. Zhang Changning, there is an advertisement. The company wants you to audition. The time is 2 o'clock tomorrow afternoon. The company from the program team has already asked you for leave. This is the address. Zhang Changning, picture. Si Fu squinted his eyes. She has been awake for so long, and the other members of the Starry Girl group have not contacted her. This is the first time. There are 5 members of the girl group she is in, and they came back from abroad at the beginning of last year. After I came back, I held several stage performances. Later, because the resource gap between the 5 people was too large, although the group had not been disbanded, the 5 people were basically in a state of solo flight. Zhang Changning was the only one who could talk and chat with her. Si fucking remember Zhang Changning's position in the regiment as a cool breeze. A cold and indifferent beauty. But it's delicious to cook. That makes sense. Si fucking typed. Ro. Zhang Changning, remember to remove your makeup. Si fucking raised his eyebrows and replied slowly. I think I look better with makeup, what do you think? Zhang Changning, haha. Si fucking clicked his tongue, I like it when I have a little temper. She closed the phone and took out the folder. There was something arching in his arms, and a certain pixie was trying to find new gold to eat. What, do you think you are a pig? Si fucking pressed it down ruthlessly. Pigs can eat fat, can you? Noob. It can't. It hurts self-esteem. At the same time, the advertising audition management office is here. This is the artist who will audition tomorrow. The assistant director put a stack of registration forms on the table. You will be divided according to the grades of A and B. Tomorrow we will give priority to the audition of grade A. The assistant nodded, okay. There are many people who come to interview for this advertisement, so we need to give a grade first. A-level artists focus on interviews, and B-level artists go through the motions, basically missing the final audition. The assistant quickly divided dozens of sheets. He has seen a lot of artists, no matter how good looking they are, they won't make a fuss for him. Until he turned to the next registration form. A look of killing Matt's makeup came straight into his eyes. The assistant was startled and immediately looked at the name. Si fucking. After thinking about it, he remembered that she was the dance instructor in youth. Recently, it has been hanging on the hot search, all scolding, basically the degree of black on the whole network. The age is in line, but this face value. Those who wear heavy makeup like this are 100% naked and can't see people. But to shoot this commercial, you must remove your makeup. Moreover, Si fucking has too many black fans and is a risky artist, so the chance of using her is even smaller. Wow, quietly second update, you can quietly vote for Ching Ching. About to reveal the truth? I always feel that this year's entertainment industry is collectively rushing in performance. See you tomorrow.